Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast and to another live match reaction. Nicolas Jackson, I think I might have formally renounced him publicly. What on earth was he thinking? In the context of the season, a moment of madness, 2 seconds of stupid decision making has cost us 9 points and potentially Champions League football. Nicolas Jackson, through a moment of sheer stupidity in the first half, with us 1-0 down, already looking like we were going to have to face an incredibly insurmountable task. We were already against the odds. And Nicolas Jackson, a moment of pure... What even do you call that? It's not stupidity. It's not the R word, because we can't use that. It's just, it's like he wasn't thinking. I'll open this question. I'll open my short with what was he thinking? I don't think he was. I think for a second, 2 seconds there, Nicolas Jackson switched off, because there is no way, shape or form. There is no defending him, no excusing him. I have found an excuse, a defense for everything he's done. I have backed every single thing Nicolas Jackson has done, every chance he's missed, every shit performance. I've laughed it off. I've said we take the good with the bad. He is, heading in the direction. Today, inexcusable. That was Nicolas Jackson's fault. And you know what? I've got to go out and give credit to the rest of the team, because that second half performance was fucking bang on for about 35 minutes. Obviously, there was no striker in the box. We could not finish a fucking dinner, let alone a goal. How different that game could have been, how different that second half could have been with 11 players, with a number 9 on the pitch, but with no one on the bench, no one to replace Nicolas Jackson when he does get sent off. That there undoubtedly is the low point of his career at Chelsea in a Chelsea shirt. If he has needed to apologise for anything in the last 2 years, it's that. He has cost us not just 3 points today, 9 points. Because Mount back in form, no striker. I don't see us beating United now. Nottingham Forest last day, no striker. I don't see us beating them. I don't see it. We could have gone third today. We could have gone 1 point behind Arsenal today. All Enzo Maresca had to do in the pre-match game was show them the league table, show them where we were 3 weeks ago. And when everyone was saying, you're shit, no Palmer, no Jackson, Jackson's looked at this, gone, all right, you see that shit period of 2 months where they had no striker and they were shit? Let's recreate that. Let's bring that back. You fucking mug. You cunt. There are not many times I will call Chelsea players cunts. Robert Sanchez, week in, week out. And again today, fucking diabolical. His distribution, hospital balls, horrible, horrible stuff from Robert Sanchez again today. No idea how he got a positive rating. When I last checked on FootMob, it was 7. I can see now it's 6.6 because he let another one in. How Robert Sanchez got a positive rating today, I do not know. Him and Nicolas Jackson, not a fucking brain cell between the pair. But Nico Jackson today, nobody else can take the blame. That is all on Jackson. And I will hold my hands up. I have been backing this guy. I've been saying, give him time. The signs are there. Inexcusable, undefendable. He should not, I do not want to see him in this Chelsea team for the rest of the season. And I know that he won't play another Premier League game this season. I do not want to see him anywhere near that Conference League final squad. He does not deserve to fucking travel to Poland, let alone be in the squad. That is the definition of letting your teammates down. He has seen over the last 2-3 months how important he is. Enzo Maresca has been singing his praises, even with rumours rife surrounding Chelsea going in and spending big, getting a number 9 in the summer. Enzo Maresca has backed Nicolas Jackson time and again. He's even frozen Nkunku out of the squad. Don't believe this knock, this injury bullshit. And Nkunku has been frozen out of the squad. This brother is fully fit and ready to play. He's been frozen out of the squad because Enzo Maresca can't be bothered with his bullshit anymore. So Nicolas Jackson, the only striker on the books at the moment, the only recognised number 9, has looked around and gone, oh, I've got no competition. Might as well not fucking try. Honestly, today, I was that, not just because he ruined my bet. That wouldn't have come in anyway because I needed both teams to score. But Nicolas Jackson today, the first time in 2 years I am livid with the bloke with no excuse, no defense for him, no reasoning. I just think, look, and I said to my brother as well, we were watching it together, and I said, he's getting frustrated up there on his own. He's chasing lost balls. He's chasing lost causes. He's getting no service into feet. He's not really getting any link-up play, nothing from Cole, nothing from the wide areas. But he was only on the pitch for 30 minutes and before he started to decide to throw elbows. Inexcusable. Nicolas Jackson with the reason for us losing today. The second half showed me, I clocked out. I mentally clocked out after that red card because I knew we weren't getting back in it. But you know what? That second half, with 11 players on the pitch, with a number 9 in the box, we're scoring at least once. Nicolas Jackson has, Steve, cost us today, and he's cost us the Champions League spot potentially. We go into today, if we had won today, I'll reiterate, if we had won today, we would be third right now, 1 point behind Arsenal, who, albeit having a game in hand, are going up against Liverpool later, and then Newcastle next week. This time next week, if we had won today, this time next week, we could have been second. Instead, potentially, by the end of today, we are outside of the Champions League spaces. I have said time and again, it is us. Our destiny is in our own hands. Our fate is ours to be decided. And people laughed me out of the park when I said that we could get Champions League spaces. And when we could beat Everton and Liverpool, and you know what? We got 6 points from 6. We went out and did it. We beat Djurgården in the week. We ever since we lost the second leg to Legia Warsaw, we've gone on a 6-7 game winning streak. And then when it comes to it, when it comes to a proper game, when you've got to put your pedal to the metal, mate, it could have been so much different. But yeah, I don't know what to say because we have no excuses. There is no defending what he did. It was a clear red. I said on the first replay, they were talking, he might get away with it. Brother, he might have gotten away with it if he didn't if he didn't make eye contact with Sven Botman before he put his elbow in his temple. Nicolas Jackson, you're a dickhead, bruv. If you're watching this, you're a dickhead. I love you. You're a fucking shithouse. For 18 months, I've sung nothing but your praises. Been waxing lyrical about you, your work rate, your link-up play, your effect on this team. Fucking donkey behaviour today. Absolutely inexcusable and genuinely, if I'm his most staunch defender, if I'm his biggest fan, and even I'm tearing him a new arsehole today, I just don't understand how he's going to stay on board with the rest of this Chelsea team, this Chelsea fan base. I just feel like, I think I saw a comment on the TikTok that said he doesn't turn up in big games. Has he? Can anybody name? I would have loved to have disputed it. Can you name a big game he's turned up in? I mean, look, even if he'd have stayed on second half today, I don't know if he necessarily would have been the one to score. He did look a little bit frustrated at times in that first half, but yeah, there's only so many times I can say no defense for him, inexcusable, disgraceful behavior. He did challenge him with an elbow. As someone that's thrown elbows before, that is a thrown elbow. Please don't defend him. Please don't defend him. He elbowed someone in the face. Did you not see the impact of Botman's head shake? Brother, that doesn't happen. And he looked at him before. It was on purpose. He literally looked at the ball, looked at Botman and went, yeah, go on in. I've got my bearings in. Like, dickhead behavior, bro. Cost us the game, and not just cost us 3 points, cost us 9 points. Who was your man of the match today, guys? Who was your best performance today, guys? Who was your favourite player? Fuck me. Right, let's go on to the positives. So Robert Sanchez. Oh, hang on, just before, because that was a misleading segue. Robert Sanchez is still dog shit. I want to know if anybody actually rated Robert Sanchez's performance today. He was on a 7-odd rating at about 80 minutes before we conceded that second goal. But it's gone down now. I thought he was diabolical today. I thought his passing, his long distribution was awful. I thought his short distribution, he put people in hospital positions, hospital passes all the time. Yeah, Robert Sanchez is god awful. Right, positives. Moises Caicedo, no longer just the best central defensive midfielder in the Premier League, he's the best player in the Premier League. Moises Caicedo is the best footballer in the Premier League. Nobody does it like Moises Caicedo. Nobody can do what he does. Nobody has the range that Moises Caicedo has. Newcastle fans were screaming every time. The commentators were doing my nutting today. 85th minute, they go, oh, that's his 18th foul. Why hasn't he been booked? Because none of them were fucking fouls. He wins the ball every time. And it is genuinely to the point where referees don't understand. They're like, it's physically impossible to win the ball from there. Not if you're Moises Caicedo, not if your name's the Octopus, brother, and you've got 8 legs. This geezer is right back, centre mid. Yeah, he can do it all. He might be the best right back in the Premier League. I can't think of a better right back than Moises Caicedo in the Prem. I was going to say in the world, Akraf Hakimi, fair enough. But this guy is phenomenal. The ground he covers, the work rate, the engine, the stamina, the tackles he puts in, his physicality for a small bloke as well, the way he knocks other people off it and the way he can hold himself in centre mid, sublime. Another one as well, who I thought was a sleeper today, I thought Levi Colwill was superb. I thought Levi Colwill against Alexander Isak, the best centre forward in the Premier League, one of the top 5 centre forwards in the world. I thought Levi Colwill did a phenomenal job today. Genuinely incredibly impressed. I thought out of the two, he was better than Chalobah. I thought Chalobah was fairly solid as well. Had a little couple of mistakes, but I thought Levi Colwill was sublime today. Absolutely fantastic. And it's a shame that we haven't seen him do this performance more often, because in the first half of the season, he was the one that was, playing 70, 80 minutes fantastic, then making a big mistake, letting the goal in position was poor. Today, positioning, distribution, on and off the ball, superb from Levi Colwill. Really, really impressed with him. Enzo Fernandez as well. You know what? All 3 of the centre midfielders. I've said Caicedo already, and that kind of goes without saying every single game. Enzo Fernandez today, I think he was not as up for it as he normally is. I think he, was obviously enjoying the battle against Bruno. Unfortunately, he lost that in the end. But I think Enzo Fernandez, yeah, I'm not going to complain about him. Maybe not creating as many chances as he normally does, but then obviously he's got no Nicolas Jackson up front, chopping and changing on the wings, his position changing in the second half. I can understand why he isn't going to be as effective in the final third today. But again, the root of that problem is the centre forward and or lack of. The other player that I thought was good today, and I say this with a pinch of salt because I did see somebody say something on the TikTok, Romeo Lavia obviously was at fault for the first goal. It was his fault that we conceded on 2 minutes. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I love the guy. I think he's absolutely fucking class. Solely his fault that we conceded in the first minute. Caicedo's marking was poor, but he's a centre mid playing right back. You can't be asking it. You saw him do the little check, try and play him onside. Somebody else in the middle was playing him onside. That's a miscommunication from playing players in positions that aren't natural, chopping and changing. That's the manager, not the players. I'm not going to put that down to the players. However, it was Lavia that lost the ball. It was Lavia that was a little bit unsettled early on. First 15 minutes, he did struggle. But I will give him credit after that. He did come back into the game, and I don't think people give Newcastle enough credit for the quality of midfield they have. If you look at the players, both individually and as a unit, I know they haven't got Joe Linton at the moment, who is a huge factor, and fucking God knows what the scoreline would have been if Joe Linton had been hounding the back four today. But I think you look at, Bruno Guimaraes and Sandro Tonali alone, they start for the majority of teams in the Champions League in Europe. Very, very good centre midfielders. And I don't want to say we won the midfield battle today because both of their midfielders scored. So I'd argue that we lost the midfield battle today. However, for periods of the game, I think we controlled it very well. And I think Lavia, excellent player, keeps the ball very, very well. Bar that one mistake where he was at fault for the goal, for Tonali's goal. I think he had another solid performance today, but still yet to complete a 90 minutes. I don't know realistically how long this guy's Chelsea career is going to be. But, yeah, It just feels, I mean, the game was over by 38 minutes, but it just feels like, like I said, I'd clocked out in the first half. And then second half, we were rejuvenated. We were not necessarily creating clear-cut chances, but creating good quality chances, half chances, that with a 9, probably would have got a goal, probably would have got 2 on the board in the second half. That Reece James chance at the end, a number 9's in there, he's scoring that. And it is a game of ifs, buts, and nearlies. But the reality of it is that we were going in today looking at potentially being third, potentially second next week. And the reality of it is we are now praying for Leicester to do something against Nottingham Forest so that we are not out of the Champions League spots. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know how much of a dent this is in Chelsea's Champions League hopes. I can see there's a couple of people in the comments. So big up yourselves. Big up Amir. Big up Pojak. Everyone on the TikTok as well. Amir says this game was a must-win 3 points game, and we blew it for what? Nothing. I mean, that's all he had to say. All Enzo Maresca had to say. All Enzo Maresca had to do before the game was show them the league table, show them what it could look like if we won today. But yeah, I think... Listen, the positive run after the Legia game was always going to come to an end. I was just hoping it was going to come to an end against Djurgården so that we would bounce back today. But yeah, you can tell that this Chelsea team just runs out of steam every month, 2 months. It's getting incredibly hard to lay down a consistent run of form. The game started 7 a.m. my time. Commitment, my friend. But I just watched the highlight. Oh, fairs. Still commitment. I think we still make Europe. Table will shift a few times over the next 3 weekends. I mean, we're down to 2 now. 2 more weeks. 6 more points on the table. And yeah, I would like to agree with you. I'd like to think we still make Europe. However, the big shift today is that it is no longer in our hands. Up until today, it was in our hands. It is now out of our hands. So, you know, we were the controllers of our own destiny. We were the ones that decided our own fate. Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. And I do not like relying on other teams to lose, to drop points. Yes, there will be, obviously, you know, there's teams playing each other, Newcastle, Arsenal next week. So one of them will drop points. But do I trust Chelsea to make it back up? No. Mason Mount's back in form. I fully expect him to come to the bridge and score 100% and then celebrate on our head top 100%. And then last game of the season, Nottingham Forest. You've got to remember we're playing these games without strikers as well. No Jackson. No striker. No Jackson, no Nkunku, no Gu. You saw what it was in that second half with not even a false 9, no 9. God knows where we're going to finish. Get your predictions into the chat below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Big up everybody for watching. We're going to be back on Tuesday for our latest edition of the Two Blues podcast. Make sure to subscribe on Spotify as well. All episodes now available to listen to and watch on Spotify. So jump on the link in our bio or in the description. And we see you very soon. I'm the Chelsea.